What's up, people? It's been a little while. Little while, as in like over a year, but it's okay because we're back. And today, we're reviewing The Ultimatum Queer Love. That's right, not the straight version, the gay version. This show is crazy and hectic. So the description, when you Google it, whatever, is five new couples made up of women and non binary people are at the crossroads in their relationship. One partner is ready to settle down and get married, while the other has their doubts. So, yeah, my rating would be like an 8 out of 10. Um, because most of the couples, in the end, don't get together. My favorite couple isn't together anymore. And oh my gosh, women are so emotional, and it's just a crazy show overall. Lots of drama. Um, and like at the end of it, the reunion part, like I think there's literally out of all the five couples, maybe like one couple still together, and like they're not even known yet. Like their families don't really know about each other, so that's great. So yeah. Um, so some key moments as to why it's an 8 out of 10. Well, around an 8 out of 10. It could be like a 7.7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10, but like it's up there. It was like, I mean, I watched it all in like a day or two. I don't know when I started it, but I also had to wait for the last two episodes to come out. So like, yeah. So some of the key moments were Vanessa saying bye to Xander in the first episode, the breakup. Whenever all the couples had to go back and had to break up, you know. And then it was like the morning after that, whenever they had to leave, because they were all going to start dating some other people, right? So, this might change, she might be a better person. I mean, she's definitely become a better person towards the end of the show, more than she was in the beginning. But just Vanessa, oh my lord. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. But either way, like when Vanessa had to say bye to Xander, the OG couple, right? And they had to say goodbye, because they're going up. Like they were talking about it, and how, and before that, how they do their own little, like, I don't know, not interviews, but like where they talk to the camera and by themselves, and Vanessa, how she was excited to date multiple people at once, and stuff like that. And so, there was that, and then when it was actually time to leave, it was like Xander, well, they were like talking everything, Vanessa was saying like how it would be weird to see Xander with everyone else and everything like that, and then she was like, don't be mad, I quote this, don't be mad if I like somebody else. Keep that in mind, guys, keep it in the back of your head, don't forget that sentence, right? So then they're talking everything, and then, it's time for them to leave, obviously, Xander was getting emotional, which makes sense. I agree with that. That's probably the only time I ever agree with anyone being emotional, is when they're leaving, and the end. We'll get to that later. But the point is, Xander's getting emotional, leaving, and, like, she just didn't want to let it go, right? But, like, it felt way too easy for Vanessa to say goodbye. I mean, like, I understand the excitement, right, of, like, other people, I guess. I don't know. But, like, still, like, the way, like, I don't know, like, whenever she was leaving and, like, Xander got up to something, she was like, I gotta go or something like that. It's just, like, I don't know. It's just the way she left, it just felt too easy. And see, Vanessa was also one that was given the ultimatum because Xander wanted to marry her, but Vanessa wasn't quite ready yet because, as you learn later on, she just doesn't want marriage, like, at all. So, yeah, that was definitely one of the key moments that was, like, yeah, key moments as for Vanessa, of course. And then also that, so one of the other couples, during like the dating, not like the trial marriages yet, the dating part, was Xander and Yoli, right? They were talking for a little while, and I guess during one of the parties or something like that, one of the events, Yoli was mean to Vanessa, at least that's what she said. But also during this time, my favorite couple that I was really hoping got together, spoiler alert, I guess I should have said that in the beginning, is Ray and Lexi, right? That's my favorite couple, the couple that I want to get, that I like want them to propose and yet I want them to get together, right? And so Vanessa was talking to both Lexi and Ray at like, she was sort of like dating them both, and she was mad that Xander was talking to Yoli. So also keep that in mind. But yeah, and so just Vanessa kind of just got mad at Xander for talking to Yoli and everything, which, spoiler alert, during the picking when they have to choose, Yoli and Xander, don't tell anyone this, but they get paired together. Who would have guessed? You know? And good for Xander, not listening to what someone else has to say. And the way she was saying it. Girl power. So yeah, and then another couple. Tiff and Mildred. Oh my goodness. First off, those two are toxic, obviously. That's stated in the beginning, right? And then Tiff is so emotional. I mean, at least she knows, right? But she's still so emotional. She cries a lot, especially whenever they were picking, and so also she was given the ultimatum, right? So Tiff wasn't sure if she wanted to get married yet, or she just was somewhat undecided with that. And Mildred was ready to get married. She wanted to settle down. She already had a son too, so also keep that in mind, right? And so yeah, she was just really emotional. And during the choosing, obviously, I mean, they couldn't choose each other, and so Mildred ended up choosing another person named Aussie, who we'll get to them too. But she ended up choosing someone named Aussie, and then Tiff, I don't want to say threw a fit. She didn't throw a fit. She just got she started just crying and stuff like that, and was oh, she's oh, I wish I could choose you, but I can't. We should just leave and just yeah, she was just getting all emotional and realizing oh, I want to get married now. We should get married. Let's go get married. Let's do this, So yeah, but spoiler alert, that didn't happen. Not yet. They were still so far away from that. But yeah. Oh, and then everyone's favorite couple, Aussie and Sam. Aussie gets made of a lot. Gets made fun of a lot on TikTok. Which is TikToks of them pretending to be Aussie in some kind of form or whatever. There's a filter of which person from the Ultimatum are you, and you get Aussie, and then they just leave, because that's what she does. Anytime, whether it was with Mildred or it was with Sam, anytime there'd be a confrontation where they had to talk, she left. She almost left the show completely at one point too. I thought she did. It was crazy. But and she's I don't know, I kind of feel I kind of also feel bad for her at the same time. I feel people, I don't know, I feel people don't quite get her sometimes, and oh my gosh, also, and I understand it, the way she walks away from the conversation like that. She doesn't even try to have it. She doesn't do anything. She's just I'm not ready for this, and walks away. And I mean, obviously we can all understand when someone's not ready to have a conversation about something, but the way she does it, it's a bit extreme, So yeah, she likes to just leave a lot, right? And she tries to explain, her side of things like that, and then Sam gets so one of the issues between Sam and Aussie in the beginning was that I guess Sam just didn't speak up for herself and just stood by it whenever Aussie left and just chilled and waited for her to come back, But I guess during her trial marriage, and she was paired with Tiff, I guess she learned to raise her voice, as in just have a voice and be able to speak up and stuff like that. And they're saying, or Ozzy was saying how they don't like it. Sorry, her pronouns are not she, my bad. How they don't like it, or something like that, because it's just, I don't know. And then there's this one point right after they've had the conversation, they were good and everything like that. And then Sam asked a question, which I guess Aussie thought it was a not so great question, right? But she wasn't mean about it, nothing. And then Sam kind of just went off. She didn't get mad, but Sam was being so annoying, purposely I don't know. She was she was saying why can't you answer my question, and she Aussie was trying. I felt so bad for Aussie in that moment. That entire fight, the reason she left, the reason she got emotional and cried, was literally all Sam's fault. I don't know. And then when it came up to choosing whether they wanted to get married or not, literally Sam was leading up, on their way there, the voice everything. Sam was leading to saying no, saying how oh, she wasn't I don't think she's the right person, or they're the right person for me or something. And like, cause this and that, I just don't know if I can do that, blah 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 blah. And then she gets there, and she says yes. So like my first reaction when watching that is like, you're lying to yourself. You are lying to yourself. Like, you don't mean that. Because literally everything she was saying all bad things. Like, she didn't really say that much good things about it. And then she gave her the rock. I feel like, sometimes you want to say no, but you feel bad for saying no, so you say yes. I feel like she kind of did that. I feel like she felt bad for saying no, so she said yes. That's what I'm really thinking it is, because I really don't think she was gonna say yes. But yeah. And then, so there's also something going on. So Ray and Vanessa, those two are the end up ones who got together. It was Ray and Vanessa, and then Lexi went with Mal, and Mal was with Yoli. So yeah, crazy, right? Anyways, but so Vanessa and Ray, right? Oh my gosh, I felt so bad for Ray in the beginning. Like, she looked so uncomfortable. It was like she didn't really want to be there. Like, everyone was literally at the table when they were picking. Like, they were all picking on Vanessa, saying like, you shouldn't pick Vanessa, right? But she ended up going against everybody and picking Vanessa, and eventually it seemed like she like kind of regretted her choice, whatever. But I guess somewhere in the mix, right? So Lexi and Ray, obviously my favorite couple, the one I wanted to get together and all that stuff. In the reunion, when they talk about the couples, and they're like, so they talk to, Lexi and Ray first, and like, so Lexi and Ray, let's talk about you two, but they're like, so we can't talk about Lexi and Ray without talking about Fingergate. Literally, that's what she calls it. Because, so, this is going to include the S word, or I won't say it, but just know, for all those people out there. So, Yoli and Xander did the deed, if you know what I mean, a few times, right? And with Vanessa and Ray, I think they did it like once, as in like, can't get too specific, gotta keep it PG. But let's just say some things happened, and yeah, which was so bad, because like, then afterwards, whenever they're back with their original partners, Lexi and Ray would not stop fighting. Like, I just wanted them to stop fighting, but they were fighting for so long. And like, did they get anywhere? No, not really. But yeah, and then we're almost finished here, don't worry. In the end, the last episode before like the reunion and everything like that, Ray decided she was ready for marriage. She was giving the ultimatum. She wasn't ready for commitment. It scared her and all that stuff, right? But she was ready. She realized that, oh, Lexi's the one I love, right? I want to marry her, right? She realized that. So she proposed to Lexi. Lexi proposed to Ray, right? They both proposed to each other, okay? They both wanted to marry each other, okay? So all the original couples got married, okay? Except for Vanessa and Xander. Them two decided not to get married. They didn't marry, and also decided not to get married. They decided to leave single, right? And Yoli and Mal, right, the original couple, right? Mal, they said yes, obviously, and Yoli took off her ring before she went to see Xander, because there was some real love, because Xander and Yoli fell in love and all that stuff. So yeah, but Mal was really understanding about that. But later they end up getting happily single, because Mal found out how untruthful and all this stuff Yoli's been through the entire show. So yeah, but that's not the point. The point is she took off her ring before seeing Xander, which was a little sketch, if you ask me. You could see they wanted to kiss so bad, but they didn't. Good for them. Good job. So yeah, but in the end, right, the reunion, we learn some things. I suppose there was some domestic abuse going on between Tiff and Mildred, the already toxic one. They break up like so much times a week, they said. So yeah, but that was quite interesting. We learned that none of the couples were still together except for Sam and Aussie. And then at the end, it ends, right? I was so happy. My favorite couple got together. And then you know what? They throw you a twist. At the end, the literal last thing, says that Lexi and Ray decided to break up after the show, and the wedding was off. Like, they were just talking about how they're still planning how they're still planning the wedding, and Lexi's mom's gonna do this and that, whatever. And then out of nowhere, they canceled it. And I believe the reason, at least what I heard, is because Lexi thought Ray was cheating, whatever, and so like just all that. So yeah, that was heartbreaking. I felt sad. I felt empty, and I don't even know. So it was crazy. It's a crazy show. I would see, would I 10 out of 10 recommend watching? Yeah. You just see everyone's damage. Kidding, I'm sorry, that was me. But you could just like, yeah, I mean, I would watch it. It's quite interesting. Like, it catches you when you want to see, but at the same time, you really don't. But I would recommend watching it. I think it's a good show overall. A little interesting. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's been a little while, obviously. So I hope you enjoyed this nice little welcome back. And thank you for watching. And I'll catch you on the next episode.